So I want to do this video. I want to do it live. I want to do this video. I want to do it live. There is a simple reason. Because I don't want it to seem pre-taught. So it's coming. What I'm saying now, it's coming out right now. So I wish to talk about this book, Introduction to Philosophy. I wrote a couple of years ago. Now, when I decided to write this book, my intention was to introduce philosophy to people who don't know much about it. So I said, I'm studying philosophy for so many years. I read so many books. It's important for me. Let me show people how important it is for the entire society. So now summertime, people, especially August, people, the most important thing they want to do is to like have fun, to entertain themselves, to relax, and to to enjoy their holidays, their vacation. But philosophy is not a boring or heavy stuff, because it's about us, it's about our world. And so the first three articles in this book are about the importance of philosophy. So how can love be boring? Love is not boring, and philosophy is love for knowledge. The word philosophy means a compound. There is sophos and philos. So two words, two Greek words. And friend, philos, lover of knowledge or wisdom. Why this separation and why using the same word for wisdom and knowledge? Because that also is an element that shows the further ramification of philosophy as ethical, as wisdom, as practical, and as pure knowledge, as foundation for for science. So then there is another part which is dealing with those philosophers who are known as pre-Socratics, literally and simply because they come before Socrates, or just when Socrates was their contemporary of Socrates. The pre-Socratics are the real and true initiators of what we call philosophy. That's the second part. Well, that's still in the first part of the book. The second part is a collection of articles which are an application, well, not an application, are philosophy practice. It's just when you use philosophy to understand, to know. I'm not talking about philosophy, but it's philosophy in action. For example, I can read you a brief passage that is called on some observation about reality. This is not the history of philosophy. This is as I said in the second part of the book, and it is like this. Some observation about reality. Firstly, let's ask a question about reality and the sense of perception. Without making any reference, I should phrase it as follows. Is what I call reality given to me by perception? See the kind of question. I do not mean only external perception, but internal perception as well. So, this here, there are three main concepts. This is the question, what is reality? Okay? So, not what is reality, but when I say reality, I can wonder where that comes from. So, is it given to me by my perception? Let's see. What I see, what I hear, what I touch, what I smell, what I taste, what I feel, what I remember, what I know. All those aspects contribute to my idea of what is real. And in this sense, the idea of reality can be subjective or relative to me. Then I found myself wondering, how do I know that what I think is real is not just a product of my mind? See? So, the first question says, is what I call reality given to me by my perception? And we have seen that perceptions gives us the sense of what we call real. But if it's my perception, it's also a subjective thing. And being subjective, I can ask myself, is that just a product of my mind? How do I go further and exclude that absolute relativism? Supposing I'm convinced, as in fact I am, that there is a desk in front of me. I can see its colors, its shape, etc. So I can see the physical characteristics. I observe something outside of my body. So the desk is outside my body and of my mind. And I know it's there. See, I said I know it's there. In the case of a dream, for example, I seem to know that something is happening during my sleeping time. Then I wake up and I tell myself it was only a dream. Does it mean that it was not real? So I said, first there is the reality of the desk, and I know it's real. Then there is the dream, and we dismiss that as it was only a dream. When we say that, do we mean that it's not real? But let's think, but during the dream, I saw things, or my mind believed it saw something. I had feelings. I was scared, eventually. I was happy. I heard voices, nearly in the same way I do when I'm not dreaming. Does it mean that if I'm scared during a dream, does it mean that if I'm scared during a dream, it is not really happening? It's not. Does it mean that that's not real because it's happening in a dream? But what I see, what I feel, it is real, isn't it? Or should I say that the dreaming context is of a different kind of reality, but my psychological state is a real one. So there is a reality. And that complicates matter when we talk of a reality which is not that one, okay? That hurts my knuckle if I tap too hard, okay? But I can say pain can happen also in a dream. So is that real? Let's go back to the observation of the external world. When we say that we are not dreaming, so we could say our consciousness is in a state of awareness. I immediately see one thing. I use my system of perception, I move my body, etc. intentionally. The intention is the important word. I open my eyes, moving them around me or closing them intentionally. But I can't shut my ears, for example. I can't avoid feeling pain if I'm burned. Some parts of my system remain unintentional, while I have a high degree of control on other parts. Then my question becomes, how important is the unintentional part of my body and perception system in creating my concept of reality? I repeat, how important is the unintentional part of my body and perception system in creating my concept of reality? And I stop this video here. I wanted to give you a brief idea of what you can find in this book, Introduction to Philosophy, that you can find easily on Amazon.com, and you type Introduction to Philosophy Maurizio Bisogno and you will see it appear. It comes in Kindle format, paperback format like this one, and hardcover format. Thank you very much for watching. Enjoy.